What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Steve Fast, and behind me we have our 2019 Ram Rebel. Now, if you guys have been following along with the channel, we've been doing all kinds of mods to this truck. Lift kit, wheels, tires, lights, all kinds of stuff to make this thing unique, a little bit more off-road capable. And recently we've been going out on the beach, out at Assateague, getting this thing full of salt and sand and just having fun with it the way it's intended to be. And with that being said, there's a time that comes when you need to start thinking about adding some paint protection to your truck. Now, I want to start off by saying a big thanks to AvalonKing for sending me some product for this truck. But first of all, we're going to have to do some prep to our painted surface. I mean, the truck is pretty nice. The paint is pretty good on this truck, but we're going to have to do a little bit of prep work as far as finding any kind of spots that I want to actually clean up, maybe use a little bit of compound polish and whatnot, just so we don't seal in any kind of scratches or swirls or anything like that on our paint job. And then we're going to be able to apply our new product from AvalonKing and seal in that beautiful shine for years to come. All right, so what we have here today is the Armour Shield 9 from AvalonKing. Comes in a very nice box. Let's get this thing open and see what we got. All right, we got a thank you card for your purchase. Very nice presentation here on the box. We've got our product right here. Spit stuck in the foam. There we go. We have our Armour Shield right here in this silver bottle. And then as we dig a little deeper, we have our cleaning cloth. This is the one you're going to use to buff it off with after you apply your product and let it dry. We've got some gloves, and then here we have our application cloths, and here we have our sponge that we're going to use to apply the product to get a soft side over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the cloth, wrap it around here, and then we're going to apply the product on that and then apply the product to our vehicle. We've got our AvalonKing sticker, and down here in the bottom we have our instruction booklet. Makes it very easy to follow along with some pictures there for you. But we're going to go through this entire process as soon as we get this truck all prepped up. Alright, so we got the truck nicely washed. Everything is pretty clean on it right now, but there is a couple of issues I'm going to have to address before we get started with our coating. And there's stuff like this. I noticed there's a little bit of pine tar here. We're going to have to get rid of that. And so what I'm going to end up doing is do a full clay bar on the entire truck, make sure there's no waxes left on the paint. And then we're going to go over it with some isopropyl alcohol, really make sure that that surface is really nice and clean so we can get a really good bond for a ceramic coating. Gotta love pine tar. This stuff is awful, especially on white vehicles. And also what I found is some bugs that were a little tricky to get off. I tried using the microfiber and some isopropyl alcohol, and I scrubbed and they just didn't want to come off. So I've got my little Milwaukee buffer here with a finishing pad on it and a little bit of compound, and it seemed to make pretty quick work of this stuff. Just like that. Boom, gone. And in the interest of full disclosure, I am not a professional detailer whatsoever. I just figured that I would give this a try, and it worked awesome. So if you guys are fighting with some ugly bugs or stains on your paint, compound and a little bit of a finishing pad is definitely a very quick and easy way to get rid of those. All right, so now that we went over the truck and just kind of got all the little bits of pine tar and bugs and all the little kind of stains that I found and polished them out and wiped everything down, now it's time to do the clay bar, make sure we don't have any waxes left on the truck, and kind of give it a little bit more of a detail. What I'm going to be using for this is just our Mother's clay bar kit. Comes with spray and everything like that. Just going to go over to the truck, make sure we got everything cleaned up, and we should be ready to coat. All right, so as per our instructions, we have a pre-preparation list here. We have the optimal method and we have a simple method. We obviously washed the truck. I just did the clay bar, and then they say you can polish and then do our IPA wipe. or you can just wash it and do the IPA wipe. Obviously, if you're going to polish the truck, you're going to have a better shine that you're going to be sealing in. It really depends on what vehicle you're doing this on. If you're doing it on an older vehicle that needs a little bit more prep work, you might want to put in that time for the polish. But if it's a brand new truck and you're happy with the way that it looks, you can just wash it and seal it, and you should be good to go. With this one, I think I'm just going to do a quick polish on it just to make sure I don't have any scratches or anything like that that I'm not really seeing right now. Being that it is out in the sunlight, it should be pretty evident, but I'm not really seeing anything really sticking out to me other than a couple little things that I had to remove as far as the pine tar and all the bugs and everything on the front. But I'm just going to give it a quick polish with the finishing pad just to give it that little bit extra shine, and then we're ready to coat. So the truck is absolutely gleaming. I can't stop looking at it. I mean, as soon as the sun hits it, you can just see the reflection and everything. And usually on a white truck, you don't see that as much, but I don't know if the camera's picking it up as well as I can see it, but it is absolutely awesome looking right now. This is the best this truck has ever looked. So now we're gonna get into our coating and just a couple little things about the AvalonKing Armour 9. This is a nanotechnology product. Basically what it does, it's like a wax on steroids. It goes over the surface and just kind of fills in all the pores, and it's going to give you a semi-permanent protection layer for about 2 to 3 years. Now, if you go to a professional detailer and have this done, you can spend anywhere from $750 to $1,000 on something like this. But with the AvalonKing product, this is actually made for the hobbyist at home, so you can do this yourself and get awesome results without having to pay a whole ton of money. Another thing about ceramic coat is you can use it on pretty much anything. You can use it on your glass, you can use it on your headlights, taillights, wheels, paintwork, and keep everything looking nice for years to come. So another reason why you might want to consider a ceramic coating on your vehicle, especially if you live in a place that has a lot of seasons, there's going to be dirt, there's going to be sand and salt in the winter time, all that kind of stuff. And this is actually going to give you that protective layer. This stuff should come off so much easier. The truck should be easier to wash, and you're not going to be risking scratching it as much, and all that kind of good thing that goes along with having that protective layer. I can't wait to go through a winter with this truck after having this all done and to see how everything comes off so much easier, because I know I do spend a whole lot of time at the car wash, especially after the beach, getting everything nicely cleaned off once again, and hopefully this should help with that process. So now, as far as applying our product, we're going to take out our gloves that are supplied. It's like getting socks on a rooster. All right, gloves are on. We've got our sponge. This is the soft side. Obviously the logo is on the other side, so we're going to wrap our cloth over top of this. Then we can apply the product onto there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to apply the product this way, and then we're going to go across this way just to make sure we have a really good application, and then we can buff it off with this cloth that is applied in the kit. Got one cloth out, and there is 2 sides to this, so you want to see the side with the logo. That is actually going to go up towards you, and then you're going to have the soft side on the bottom. Then on our bottle, there's this little stopper that you want to lift up just so you have a small hole in the middle, and you don't want to pull this entire piece out, otherwise you're going to dump all the product everywhere. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to dab this onto our sponge, get a good amount of it on there, set this in a spot where you're not going to dump it, and then we're just going to go, I think we're going to go this way first, just nice even application coats. We're going to go the other way, and you will feel when it starts to get dry, it'll start to drag a little bit, and when that happens, you just want to put a little bit more of the coating onto your applicator and just keep on moving. And you want to do this one panel at a time just so you know where you started at, and you can kind of gauge your dry times. In heat like this, you're probably good after about 3 minutes or so. Then you can wipe it off just so you can get one panel done. Then you don't forget any spots, and your truck should look absolutely awesome when it's all done. So now that we let this dry, I probably left it for about 5 minutes or so. This is pretty warm out, so I mean, depending on your temperatures, how long you got to let it dry. But I think we're ready here. We can see it's kind of getting a little bit of a haze to it. Now we're going to take our cloth and we're just going to buff it off by hand, and that's all there is to it. So there it is, everybody. We got the truck looking absolutely awesome. This thing is completely blinding in the sun now. We can see the reflections going off every which way. Just looks so much better than before. And if you guys are looking to get one of these kits for yourself, I will have a link for AvalonKing in the description. Another big thanks to AvalonKing for supplying us with the product for today's video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.